Consider this. You're about to write your self-review for the previous 6 months and you're doing everything right at the company, delivery, impact, working hard, and still wonder how the hell last time this other guy, big mouth, got promoted. Is there no meritocracy left in this company? In this review cycle, don't let that happen to you. And if that's happening, you're probably making one of these two mistakes. One, you spend nearly all your time writing code, shipping features, doing the actual technical work, and almost no time on communicating about that work, promoting it, making sure people see it before someone else has to promote it for you. Assume the work speaks for itself. It doesn't. It never has. We'll talk about it later, but it only whispers. Two, and this one is deeper, talking about your own contribution feels awkward, cringe, kind of like listening to a recording of your own voice. So you avoid it. You bury the line about your win at the bottom of the doc. You let your manager fill in the gaps. You hope someone notices. Or you do it in a way that doesn't feel aligned to your values. Both of these together are costing you real career currency. Promotions you should have gotten, wages that went to the louder coworker, visibility that would have opened the next door for you. If that stings a little, good. The next 10 minutes are going to be uncomfortable. But by the end, you will know exactly how to fix both without lying, without bragging, no brag documents here, and without that itchy feeling in your chest. Now a quick context, if we have not met before, I'm Yogi. I spent 6 years at Meta as a research scientist, software engineer before I started coaching engineers and tech leaders through the difficult moments, the potential promotion, the politics, the conversation nobody wants to have. When I left Meta, I negotiated my next offer at Uber from $320K to over $1 million. Since then, I've helped countless engineers and leaders do their own multiple six-figure negotiations, win promotions, and build careers that actually feel like theirs. Every 6 months, I watch the same movie play out with so many people, and people come to me after the review cycle. This time the review cycle is upcoming, so listen on. Brilliant people sit down the week their self-review is due, they open a blank doc, they stare at it, they write 3 vague bullet points that sound like they're describing someone else's career, they submit, and then they are shocked when calibrations don't go their way. Here is what nobody tells you. The self-review is not a recap, it's a case. And cases are won with evidence, witnesses, and clear narratives, not last-minute panic. I'm going to give you 5 moves. Do them and you will walk into your next review with a 1-page document that does the heavy lifting for you. Don't do it the last minute. At least spend a few weeks. Move number 1. Start a bullet bank weeks before your review is due. Not the day before, not the week before, ideally 4 weeks before. Even 1 or 2 weeks is better than nothing. Open a doc, title it wins or contributions or whatever word feels aligned with your values. And every single day, spend 5 to 15 minutes adding bullets. Something you shipped, a meeting you steered, a bug you caught before it cost real money, a teammate you unblocked, a decision you pushed. Now you might ask me, why daily? Because your brain doesn't surface this stuff on demand. It surfaces it slowly, sideways, often in the shower, on a walk. If you sit down the night before your review and try to remember the last 6 months, you're going to remember last week. The rest is gone. The bullets don't have to be polished though. They just have to be captured. Move number 2, build a peer panel of 3 to 5 people before you need them. Your peers are not a chore. They are your strategic assets. The peers who review you are effectively your character witnesses. Pick them whose work you respect, whose judgment your manager trusts, and who can genuinely advocate for in return. And build the relationship now. Ideally a lot more earlier, which we'll talk about in the comments, but not the week peer reviews are due. The deal is simple and explicit. We help each other. I will write you a strong, specific review. You write me one. We will share early drafts so the other person can shape what gets said about them. This isn't sleazy. It's how every functional professional ecosystem works. Lawyers do it, academics do it, doctors do it. Tech folks pretend it doesn't matter, but the people getting promoted are quite doing exactly this. Move number 3, write your self-review ahead of deadline and then leak it. Not formally, not officially, casually. A few weeks before review day, you have a one-on-one with your manager. You say something like, hey, I've been pulling together a few bullet points for my self-review early this cycle. Here's a rough draft. Anything jump up as missing or anything you will push back on, and watch what happens. Get some feedback. And typically 3 things happen. 1, your manager is genuinely surprised in a good way because nobody does this. Number two, they give you the gaps, the stuff they care about that you forgot to include, or the facet that you forgot to include. I remember one time when I was speaking about the code I wrote, the impact I created, but I forgot to mention that our work had saved $15 million in the networking infrastructure of the company. And I got feedback about that. That's gold. Free intel on how to make your case land. And the third thing happens when you share the review is by the time the official review hits their desk, they've already read it once, given input, and feel some ownership over the document. They are now invested in it succeeding. This single move is worth more than every other step in this video combined. Move number 4, actually help your peers, then cut your own review to 1 page. When your peers send you their draft for input, spend some time on reviewing it, giving them feedback. Don't just rubber stamp it, read it, ask them what they want highlighted, suggest sharper language and add specifics they undersold. Why? 2 reasons again. 1 is the right thing to do. 2, it makes the review they write for you about 10 times better because now they understand what a good review actually looks like. And then when it's time to write your own final version, 1 page maximum. Quick story, I had a colleague at Meta who got promoted almost every single year for years. Engineer, senior staff, all the way up through director, senior director, and into VP. And one day I asked him, at VP level, what does your self-review look like? It must be a whole booklet. I assumed it'll be some elaborate multi-page strategic document. 1 page, he said. Even as a VP, same length it has been when he was an engineer. That stumped me. And it taught me something I want you to internalize. Most people write their self-review like the job is to include everything. The real job is to make sure the right people actually read the whole thing. Write 10 pages, nobody reads it. They skim, they form a vague impression, they move on. Write 1 page, sharp and specific, and they read every word. They remember it. They quote it in calibration. Writing something that other people actually finish and walk away from with a clear impression is a skill, a genuinely valuable one. Your self-review is the place to practice it. 3 to 5 sharp evidence-backed wins, link out for depth, keep the surface clean so people can read it carefully. And move number 5, and this is the one nobody talks about, only amplify what's true. Don't lie. Don't go against your values if your value is not to lie. Don't make things up. Don't inflate. Don't claim work you didn't do or impact you didn't have, not because someone will catch you, though they probably will or might, but because it corrodes you from the inside. Here's the reframe I want you to sit with. Real humility isn't pretending you didn't do something. Pretending you didn't do something is just a kind of lying. It's the same lie as exaggeration, just running in the opposite direction. Real humility is only amplifying what is true. You focus on certain aspects of your work, the actual wins, the actual impact, the actual contribution, stated clearly, without inflation, without deflation, just accurately. That's the entire game. Now, everything I just gave you is the last minute version, a couple weeks playbook. There is a whole other system I run with my coaching clients, a 6-month proactive process where the self-review essentially writes itself by the time review season comes around because the work has been getting documented, witnessed, and shaped in real time the entire cycle. But if you want the resource that walks you through it, stick around 30 more seconds. Remember how opened it? 2 things were costing you real career currency. First, not investing in communicating about your work, the way you invest in the work itself. Second, the awkwardness of talking about your own contributions, that voice on the recording feeling. Here is the twist on the awkwardness, the cringe, the itchy feeling when you write a strong line about yourself. It's not a warning sign. It's the exact signal that you need to do it. The discomfort is the price of being seen, and like any muscle, it gets stronger every time you use it. The people you watch operate confidently in their career didn't bypass that feeling, they just stopped letting it run the show. And also, communicating about your work isn't a side quest from the real job, it is part of the job. The most senior people you admire figured that out a long time ago. You are allowed to figure it out too. Don't hide, don't inflate, just tell the truth clearly on 1 page. 2 things before you go. 1, if you want the 6-month proactive self-review process, drop the word proactive in the comments. I'll make sure you get a resource that walks you through it. 2, if this hits you, the people you work will probably need it too. Send it to 1 person, just 1. That's how this stuff actually changes and helps other people. And I'll see you in the next video.